who are a Blues fan, will bleed and blue with you. Let's go, Blues! Let's go, Blues!
Unfreaking real. Aloha. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and this is the Blue Note Fan Report post-game show. Please, I did not get a chance to share this thing in any groups. Share it away. Let's go. I'm going to have lots of guests. We're going to talk about this absolute crazy game. And you know what? You know what I get to say? I get to pat myself on the back a little bit. You know why? Because guess who called? Guess who absolutely called that shorthanded goal? You know it. You know it. You know it. You know it. Well, I got a few people joining me, so here's the first one. Let's welcome Matt, the Arizona sports guy. Hey, Matt, how you doing, buddy? Hold on, I got you muted, man. There we go. Sorry, bud.
In pain right now after the Coyotes tonight, but you know what? Better show, so let's just hang out.
You know what, Jess? I think you did, but I don't know. I'm actually, because there's so many goals, I'm not going to add up the scores until I get the official, because there could be some changes in the scoring, so I want to make sure that I get that right. So I'll let you know tomorrow. So that's where that is. Absolutely needed a W. Couldn't even end it right. Nope. No. And this was, you know what? You know, to me, you're right. This was the game of the year. It was an amazing, it was absolutely crazy. And I don't know, did you watch the second period by any chance?
I got to watch the third. I started joining in towards the end of the second when the whole Bennington thing happened. At least I tried to. Then when you guys mentioned having me on for the third, I had to watch the third, and that was just insane.
The whole game was like this, right? I mean, it went back and forth, back and forth. It was 2-1 after the first, and then it was 4-4 after the second. Bennington lets in I don't want to call it a weak goal, but just a weird goal goes in on him. And Berube pulls him, and on the way to the bench, the way back, somebody says something to him on the Sharks bench, and he turns around and he pops somebody. I mean, he straight pushes somebody. Starts skating off, and this will be the funniest thing. I got to get the video of it somehow if I got to record it or whatever. He goes by Carlson. He does one of these numbers, right? And Carlson straight up flinches like a little girl. I mean, straight up flinches like a little girl. And then while he's going because they got a bad bench area, the benches, you don't go to the locker room, you got to go out the sides. And they don't even have room for the backup goalie on the bench. They're in the locker room. Mm-hmm. So here comes Dubrovnik out of the net, and Bennington goes right after him. I mean, the only thing he didn't do was drop his gloves. I mean, if he did drop his glove, we had goalie fight. And Dubrovnik would have gotten a penalty because Dubrovnik's the one that came out of his crease. Right? Bennington was going to and it was Bennington got 2 minutes for game or unsportsmanlike conduct. But that was the most sportsmanlike conduct I've seen in a long freaking time. I got to tell you, that was you know what? Who expects the goalie to be the guy to fire the team up the way that Bennington did? That was amazing, man. Absolutely amazing. Right? This was just absolutely crazy. I'm looking at some of these stuff now, some of the quotes here, and I was waiting for the puck to hit Scandella's back and go the length of the ice for a hattie. That wouldn't have surprised me. That would not have surprised me. Scandella hadn't scored a goal since Bobby Dick was a minnow and scores 2 tonight. Right? I mean, just crazy, man. I should have 2 more guests. I don't know where they're at. I want to make sure. I want to double check and make sure I send them the links. If not, man.
Joining?
So say again.
Joining?
Should have Mason and Lance. But let's get back. You know what? Hey, let's get in. I want to talk. I want to let you know what you thought about the West Division. I know you're keeping up on the whole West Division now. This is getting crazy, right? I mean, this is just getting absolute crazy with everything going on, man. Tell me what you think about how the West is starting to shape up.
I don't like it because it used to be nice, safe, predictable. Some nice California hate. You got 3 terrible California teams that Arizona and the rest of the division can beat up on. And then it turns out one of those California teams isn't as garbage and they're beating up on the Coyotes. And I don't like that because to beat up on California essentially. And then you have the whole St. Louis thing where they're up and down, but they're still kind of in that bubble. And then the whole Colorado, which I can't stand them now. And Minnesota, the huge surprise. I thought they were going to be bad. I wanted them to be competitive because I do like Minnesota, but I thought they were going to be bad at stability, and that's what this division is, except for Anaheim.
Yeah, this is just crazy. Okay, please welcome to the show, my buddy, my pal, the yeller, the screamer, the man, the myth, the legend. At Blues Fan Reacts, Mason. Mason!
Hi.
Let's hear it, buddy.
I took an edible before this, so if I'm a little zonked, that's why. I am so, I don't know if, I genuinely want you to tell me if that game was as crazy as I think it was, because maybe I'm just fucking looped maybe I'm just fucking torqued. Maybe I'm just, maybe this whole thing was a hallucination and I'll wake up and I'll be face down on my computer desk and I'll wake up and it's 3-4 Blues and it's about to end. It's not fucking 7-6 and Dubnyk didn't make a save on O'Reilly literally at the hash marks and Jordan Kyrou didn't have a breakaway on Devin Dubnyk and somehow, someway they got saved. It does make sense, this fucking game.
He's right. He's absolutely. I hand it to him. He's right. The Kyrou had a clean breakaway and blew it, and then O'Reilly had to just go around Dubnyk and didn't. So this crazy doesn't explain this game. So I got to bring a little bit of sanity back to our show. So everybody, welcome our pal, our buddy, our friend from the Drop Podcast. The sane one of all 4 of us. Please welcome Lance, the Scot. Okay, Lance, this game was nuts. I can't wait to hear what you got to say.
It was crazy. I've never seen 2 teams play so bad and play so well at the same time. The ability to come back, just looked. I've seen shootout games from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, the Oilers games when they would outscore somebody 8-6, 8-7, 6-5. But you know what? The Oilers look good through the whole game. I can honestly tell you, since I've been watching hockey since the early 70s when I lived in California, used to watch the Golden Seals, and then started playing at the age of 6 at 1976. I have never, ever in my life seen the game where the team, these defenses, you can say that, it's a great, high scoring, fun game. This is the craziest high scoring game I've ever watched in my life or been at. It's just nuts. And then Bennington adding to the drama and Carlson flinching like a wee baby and wanting to go grab his blankie back on the bench and then him saying something to Dubnyk, and Dubnyk thanks for a second and starts to raise his glove. And then once Jordan raises his glove and says, "You want a piece of me, you so-and-so?" Dubnyk backs up. No, that's all right. That's all right. It's just one of the craziest games I've ever seen.
Oh, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. This took nuts. But I get to pat myself on the back. Who called that shorthanded goal? Who called that shorty? Oh, I love it. And AZ Sports Guy, you can verify that. I called it.
I can verify. I was there. I heard that, and it happened.
One thing I would like to verify is, and I thought Guy was going to get this part right, on the pregame he said it was going to be 6-0 Blues. So when it was 6-5, I'm like, hey, he got the 6 right, and then it was 7-6. I'm like, oh, poor guy, you were 1 goal off on the Blues side.
Oh, I know. And that not only that, since I had Bennington as my pick, and he let in 4 goals on 19 shots, I took a -3. So now I got if it had stayed at 6, it would have been -1. Now it's a -2. But you know what? Bennington,
2 or 3 of those goals were not his fault.
No,
I mean,
no.
they really, really weren't. And one thing I'd like to say, I got on just in time to hear Mason's rant. 90% of it I could understand. The rest of it was just a man being passionate and yelling. I mean, it was like it was in a different language. I was trying to get out these translation books and see if it was in Swahili or something like that, but I didn't miss it. I didn't miss it.
You'll have to take out your God. What did the fucking Mormon founder use? He used some like a magic rock and
John Smith.
Yeah, John Smith.
Yeah,
he had to take out his magical reading glasses and magical underpants and transcribe everything I just said.
And it was the angels that gave him those magical underpants too, supposedly.
Damn right.
Oh my goodness, this is crazy, man. But you know what? I'm going to sit there and I'm going to say it right here, right now. The player of the game was Bennington.
Oh, in that first period, it could have easily been 5-0, 6-0, very easily.
It's not just that. It's how he reacted to being pulled. Right? Being pulled is one thing. Now, a lot of times it's not. We know when it's not on the goalie. We know, and most goalies know when they're getting pulled. It's not them. It's the defense. There's other things. It's to send a message. But not only did he know that, he went and sent his own damn message.
Well, do you remember the time that Jake Allen was pulled in one game, and then the next game he was pulled again, and it really wasn't Jake Allen's fault? And as he's going by the middle of the bench, he starts yelling at Hitchcock. He's pissed. He's yelling at Hitchcock, and he's getting all ticked off, and he just walks down the hallway there, the runway there, to go back to the locker room. And 5 minutes later, after Elliott comes in for about 5 minutes, and he brings Jake Allen right back in. And I'm thinking this kind of reminded me of that, a goalie getting passionate about being pulled, because most of the time guys will go to the bench and bitch and moan about it. They normally don't bitch and moan about it right in front of everybody.
Yeah, no, and it was. I'm happy with what he did. I think that this is a catalyst, and he, if you remember the 18-19, he was also a catalyst in that Tampa Bay game. Yeah, that they won 1-0 in overtime.
That was that was a fun game to watch.
Right? Okay, Mason, I know you're subdued, and I get it, but I got to know, man.
I am.
As you're watching this
fucking planet right now.
I love it. As you're watching this seesaw game and there's no defense, the goalies are letting in, beach balls.
Oh, and you know what? When the edibles, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but once those edibles dropped, and the edibles dropped when Husso made that ridiculous save on Evander Kane. That's the precise moment where I just started like blasting off into the fucking stratosphere. I was literally half of that game. I was hunched over my phone. Like, I can't possibly be seeing what I'm seeing right now. This has got to be some form. I've never had this. I've taken edibles for 4 years now. I have never fucking seen anything remotely close to this. And I was like frantically, I'm like missing all the letters on the buttons when I'm texting my friend. I'm completely butchering a bunch of sentences, and I'm just like, am I seeing what I'm actually seeing right now? And everyone's like, no, I've been watching Blues games since 2009 and I've never seen shit like this. Like, okay, so wonderful. I picked a great time. Wonderful. Great. You know what? I was convinced after that 7th goal win in that Dubnyk was just going to stay in and he would turn into the next Patrick Raw. He's going to immediately demand a trade for being out there for 7 fucking goals.
No,
I was having thoughts about that, and I figured, that would just totally literally everything that could have gone wrong that game went wrong, even down to the post game where Bernie's mic cut out. Everything went wrong this game. It was so fucking funny. And I feel I feel like if I wasn't like fucking freaking out, like, okay, this is not normal, this is not normal, this is not normal, I think I would have enjoyed this a lot more. I probably shouldn't have. Yeah.
I think you're going to have to stay away from the gummies.
for a few days. For a few days, I'm gonna have to lay off of those.
Yeah, a couple of those 10% THC and CBD gummies. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm totally slurring my words, aren't I? I'm totally.
It's a little off, but it's fun.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Hey, Mason, I got your back. Just send them to me, okay? Just send them over to me.
Better yet, I got a coupon. I got a fucking coupon to Spencer's. If you find yourself in LA, tell him Mason sent you. He'll give you a gnarly deal.
Yeah, what kind of deal? Do they take you to the back or?
Oh no, I got like he hooks me up 20 because I buy mine in fucking bulk. I get like 300, and then I just like use those until once those are done, I go back like every 2 years or so.
Jeez.
Oh my god, I'm like I took a break for about 6 months, and then this is probably scaring me into not taking it during a Blues game.
Well, can I ask you this question? Did you take it tonight for the first time in 6 months, or had you taken them before?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Yeah, because I was trying to figure out if you hadn't been on them for 6 months and you picked this game to take them, that would just be
the wrong game. This was the wrong game. Oh my Jesus! I'm so like okay. I have to ask this one more time. Was that game as crazy as it actually was?
Or it was even more crazy.
Okay.
You see, they actually played with no goaltenders. There was no goaltenders on the ice.
Fucking
I don't know
Devin Dubnyk made a save at the fucking hash marks. Just absolutely sended me.
I can't remember the last time that I've seen a game where it was just so, first of all, the seesaw battle, the back and forth. And then not only that, the craziness, the shorthanded goal, the way that went down, the Kyrou breakaway where he should have scored and got a great poke check. And then, with O'Reilly, catching Dubrovnik halfway out of the net and not just firing it on the net. I don't know, maybe he was in, but it was crazy. And then to think that, a 7-6 game, 13 goals in this thing, and the refs, and you know what? This is one I'm going to call the refs called a good game tonight. I did not see.
There was one penalty that I kind of questioned, but overall, I'll put it this way. It's been better than it has been. I'll put it that way.
Those refs were, I see the last couple days, the last 4 days or so, I've been defending the Blues because there's a Bruins fan who's been constantly in my
Mason
notifications.
You've got to learn something about Bruins fans. Well, I've only met 2 or 3 that are civil and nice. I had a few of them congratulate us after the Stanley Cup, say we deserved it. We played better in the 7th game, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. But most of them, even if I try to be nice to them, hey guys, congratulations on a good year. You won't believe the hate and the nasty email I got.
Oh, I know. No,
it's worse in Philadelphia.
He's been like, oh, the Blues, because I was tweeting during the Bruins getting their fucking asses kicked by the Panarinless Rangers 6-1.
Oh, that was funny.
And I said, I was like, it's 6-1, and he goes, yeah, a Blues fan would know a thing or two about having games handed to him by the refs. And I'm like, hold the fuck up. Have you watched hockey? Yeah. Have you ever seen a Blues game? But this, I love how I'm defending him, and I got all my group chat friends to defend me on this one and ratio him and all that fun shit. And then this game, I'm sorry, Sharks got pretty screwed in this game with penalties. There were 2.
There was a tripping.
On the Sharks were absolutely phantom calls. Phantom calls.
But then also there was a tripping too. They could have called too that they didn't call.
Well, I mean, the Sharks had 6 power plays, Tar too. Yeah. So there was So I don't see. They called it loose. I'll say that, but
Hey, you know what? I had somebody from San Jose last year tell me when the Blues are 19 in the 19 season that when the Blues won the cup that the Blues were handed the cup. I said no. Funny. I said you guys were handed a hand pass in game was it game 6 or in game 5?
Game 3.
Yeah,
game 3.
Yeah, game 3. I said don't be talking about stuff being handed to us there. Oh, that was perfectly legal.
Good night, Jordan. Sleep
it's like some of these people just are nuts. They're just delusional. But Yeah, Mason, don't ever try to reason with a Bruins fan. It normally won't work.
Well, see, I'm not that mean. I don't judge people based on what kind of fans they are. I know a couple of Bruins fans who are pretty nice.
Well, that's what I said. I know a couple of them.
Dicks.
I know a couple of them that have been nice to me.
Hey,
now, those Arizona fans, you got to watch out for them.
Oh, yeah, they're the worst.
I know this guy. His name's Matthew. He's a huge dick. Like, I can't even believe.
He's just the worst. Like
he's just rent free. We live in his head rent free, even though we fucking lost 4 games to the fucking Coyotes.
Oh my goodness,
Mason!
This was the perfect time.
Mason, I think you need to start a show and call it the Edibles Post Game Show.
No. If I ever want a job in media, I never do this again. I'm on here because I promised Guy that I'd be on because I'm sorry, Guy. I wanted to be on the last one, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it because I'd be yelling the fuck the whole time.
No, it's man. You know what?
Now I'm back on. I promise you. And I realized after I had already dropped that I'm like, oh fucking shit. And so I tried to play it cool. And I thought what the message I sent you was a totally normal message. You want to know what I sent, Guy? I sent, I would love to join you for your post game tonight with an exclamation point, as if that was a total normal thing to say, just completely unwarranted. I thought that in my head when I sent that was a completely normal message.
Mason,
I thought it was.
Hey, Mason, at least you didn't put hearts behind after I love. I'd love to.
With emphasis. I could have just said, "Hey, I'm down to go." If I had to take like 5 seconds just to think about what the fuck I was about to send,
I would heart to do that.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Let's talk about the game.
Are we making a pact like right now? We're gonna do gummies after every single Blues game, and just there you go.
Oh, that flinch on Carlson, that was absolutely amazing.
Funny as hell.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, Benny comes. I actually thought the way he flinched, I thought Bennington hit him.
Careful, Bennington. You almost gave him a cold.
You know what? Hey. You know what? He if it wouldn't have been Carlson and been somebody like Burns, they wouldn't have backed down. And he knew exactly what he was doing. Carlson's got a terrible reputation for being a wimp. I mean, he really is. He shies away from physical play. He whines and moans about it.
Shut the fuck up.
What? I lost you there.
Mason. Mason is on cloud 9. Fuck off.
I'm going to mute Mason for a few minutes and let him.
No.
Nah, he went mute and I didn't mute him.
I muted. I have a button on the mic.
It sounded like you said he went mutant. He went mutant. I didn't mute him.
Well, you know what? And here's a good point. And this brings up Sanford said, "F y'all naysayers, all of us too." Sanford had a good game tonight. He really did. He was +2, goal and assist. He seemed to be in the right place a lot better than he had been in the past. So it was it was nice to finally see that out of him.
Mm-hmm.
We've been hard on him, and you know what? It happens. Guys go up and down like this. Oh man. And Louis, that's all I need to do is bring you into this mess. Yeah, but if you want to come, Louis, let me know and I'll send you a message. Oh, man. Louis, this is crazy to the rest of it. Or, you know what? And that, Sam, you might be right. O'Reilly's fingerprints were all over this game. There was a lot of digging in the back of the net. Bennington, I like more. Bennington was, oh my goodness, was he good tonight? I'm sorry that there was the one goal, maybe that fourth goal that was kind of funky that you could put against him, but I put that more on Krug. But to come out and to fire the team up like that's just, wow. I mean, I'm giving it to him. I'm giving it to Bennington for that. That gives to me, I can't, It's when was the last time I seen a goalie do something like that? Was the Patrick Waugh. Right? Getting pulled after 7 goals and saying, I'll never play for this team again, and then gets traded the next day.
Yeah.
Right?
Are you saying Binnington's getting traded the next day?
Is that what you're saying?
No.
The two that remind me besides Waugh was oh hell, what was his name? I can't even think of his name now. Belfour would get ticked off of everything, so it really wasn't inspirational when he does it. But Binnington, when he gets upset about something, it's like the perfect timing to do it. And he knew he wasn't going to hit Carlson. He knew he wasn't going to do it. Carlson thought he was going to get hit with a stick. But I like it. I normally don't like people to show off, but in that instance, yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, it was the right thing to do. Huso played great tonight. I mean, he let in 2 goals, but he made some good saves. He made some really good saves. Yeah, he was, and even the first one was a tough one. If he'd have let that in, we would have been on him, but it wasn't a weak goal. And Louis, you're right. The more emotion, and it was nice to see that tonight. We did see something out of the Blues that we haven't seen, is we got to see strong emotion. Now, AZ, I can bring this to you because you didn't, with the Arizona, they brought emotion to the Blues series, right? Where you didn't see that emotion from the Blues. Now, you said you watched the third one, and did you see that emotion that was missing from that Arizona series?
I'd have to say yes, mainly because it seemed like no matter what San Jose did, St. Louis had an answer. And when I was watching that third period, and even when you had the goals go in for San Jose, it wasn't like they're playing back or shoulders are low or anything. It's just they're going right back out there and fighting again. And especially towards the very end there, when San Jose is trying to get something going, there's always a stick in the lane. St. Louis is getting it back into the offensive zone. Even if it's a weak shot here or there, you're still wasting time. You're still making Dubnyk make a save. And that's the kind of energy that I, probably won you guys a Stanley Cup. Just saying.
No, so Lance, from a hockey standpoint, let's go. When you see a game like this, or you get a crazy game like this, could this be a catalyst? Could this game be the catalyst that the Blues need to move forward? I mean, I know it wasn't a 1-0 overtime shutout, but at the same time, there was emotion, there was hard checking, there was hitting, there was mouthing going on, there was chirping going on. There was a lot going on that to me, this could be one of those type of games. Do you agree or disagree with me, boss?
Yeah, I agree with you because it was a kind of an emotional game. A lot of emotion showed. It was a tough game. The Blues fought through it, and like everybody else said, the Blues would take the lead, San Jose would come back, and the Blues would take the lead, and San Jose would come back, and you kept thinking, well, it's got to stop sometime, But it's one of those emotional games that can really bring a locker room together. Goalies hate these type of games, of course, but the players really love it. Those tight 1-0, 0-0 games, if both teams are playing well and goalies are at the top of their game, players love those too. But these type of games where it's really wide open, they get to skate, they get to show what they can really do. The Blues went out of their system a little bit. They played heavy, but when it came time to it, they decided, okay, we're going to start skating around because they're giving us this room. They're giving us this and this and this. And they took advantage of it. And it was just like a 1-2 punch back and forth to each other. And then finally in the final round, Mike Tyson comes in and knocks down Holyfield, and the Blues win 7-6.
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of? And you and me, we can talk about our good pal there, Grant Fuhr. This reminds me of a Grant Fuhr game in the Gretzky era. He'd let in 4 or 5, but they'd go out and score 6 or 7. It felt like that. And I'm handing it to Huso. Huso answered the bell tonight, right? He came in, it was 4-3. or 4-3, and game gets tied up. Now it's on him, and he answered the bell. I gotta love that. I just seen that the Blues are 6-0-0 with 2 days of rest. Unfortunately, we're not getting a lot of 2 days of rest coming up anymore.
Nope.
Right. So Mason, in your and I don't even know what the right word is. Your elevated state of awareness.
I thought I saw a comment asking me what percentage THC. They're not measured in percentage; they're measured in milligrams, and this one's 95. Continue. I'm still on Earth, but I'm like,
I fully understand it because most of those edibles are anywhere from 10 milligrams to 20 milligrams THC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in your state, and now that you're seeing the craziness that this game, and you still can't believe it, and it is just absolutely crazy. What is going through your mind as we get ready to play? And I think it's the Kings again, right? And in the next game, or the Ducks? Anaheim. We're playing the Ducks next. Ducks on Monday. What's going through your mind? What are you thinking? What are you getting ready to do when for your next video?
What am I thinking? I'm thinking I really want some fucking nachos right now is all I'm thinking right now. When it comes to, I'm not that okay, no, I'm thinking of we do play the Kings next. Okay. Don't stop.
No, we play the Ducks next.
Oh, we play the Ducks next? I don't even.
Yep.
Okay, hang on. Let me
You play the Kings on the weekend.
The weekend, yeah.
Back to back.
Let me check the schedule. Let's see what we got. Okay, so
Anaheim Monday, Wednesday, the Kings Saturdays
and Sunday,
and then they play San Jose again, and then they play the Golden Knights.
Okay, well,
the Golden Knights are at home.
Against the Ducks, we played really well. Surprisingly well. It's the first time that we, won 2 straight against the team. Actually, if I recall correctly, those are, I believe, 6-1, 4-1. So I'm thinking that we should win that game once again. I don't think Anaheim's been that good. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Anaheim sucks like really bad. I'm pretty sure they're the favorites to be dead last in the division this year. I just hope that. Okay, this is why I saw Lance's tweet earlier before this game that the Blues, with how decimated they are in injuries, they cannot try to roll all 4 lines. They cannot do it. You have to get all your best players on 2 lines. You have to push everybody up to as good as your lines can get. You cannot try to roll all 4 when we have 9 players out because De La Rosa's out now. 9 players out. You cannot try to roll 4 lines. I'm sorry, it's not going to work. So you have to, maybe against the Ducks it might work. I don't fuck. I'm so gone.
I'm jealous, Mason.
Win.
So
That's
jealous.
what's going through my head. Fucking win.
I think what he's trying to say is if the Blues were healthy, most of these guys on the 4th and 3rd line would probably not get very much ice time. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Well, yeah. Well, what he's saying is that we should go to a shortened bench and roll, give the guys make 2 solid lines and then have 2 mediocre lines. Yeah. And that's not. Well, one of the biggest questions has been Hoffman. Why is Hoffman on the 3rd line? And that's huge. And the other one, why is Stanford on the top line? I think a lot of us see that. Kyrou tonight. Kyrou up in the second period figured out how to be Kai go instead of Kai stop, because he definitely was using his speed in a very.
If you watched him in the first period, anytime he got the puck, most of the time somebody was on him pretty quickly. They didn't allow him to move around as much in the first period that they did in that second and third period. But yeah, he looked like a totally different player in the second and third period. And I think what San Jose had to realize was we've got other guys getting opportunities. We can worry about his speed, but we've got to make sure the other guys don't do anything to us either.
Yeah, I'm with that. And you're right. He was clouded, but at some point, if you've got that much speed, you should be able to get away from some of it. And Jason Nichols asked about, and really this is what opened the scoring for the Blues was Scandella's bomb from the blue line, and that was absolutely amazing. I mean, that was probably the best shot he's had and the best shot I've seen all year from anybody, because that was just beautiful. I mean, and they're showing it now. It's just top corner. I mean, how do you hit that small little section from that far away? So it was what the Blues needed, and he had a great game tonight.
Let me tell you how he hit it. He just put the shot on net. He wasn't aiming that shot or had any idea where that shot was going. He just shot it because people were in front of the net. That's how it got in that little bitty spot.
It's amazing what happens when you shoot the puck.
Yeah.
Sometimes it goes in. It's a fucking miracle concept. I know.
It
the
is.
Blues haven't seemed to figure that out this entire fucking year, but it's true. If you shoot the puck, sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it gets saved, sometimes it gets deflected, and way too often than it should. Sometimes it's a delay of game penalty, but we're not going to talk about that.
Can I just
you know what? And you know, I give Scandella a lot of credit for what he did there. I mean, Scandella saved that game, right? Where Huso kind of got out of position and the puck bounced off him.
That was Mikkola.
Right there.
That was Mikkola. That wasn't Scandella. That was
Mikkola. Yeah, Mikkola. Yeah, where Mikkola, you know, ended up wrapping up the puck outside of the crease. I mean, inside the crease, that's a penalty shot. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Huso stops a penalty shot, to be honest with you. Right. So
yeah,
I'll take that penalty. I'll take that penalty all day long. I'll say this: the only penalty that I thought the Blues took that they shouldn't, or that was a bad one, was at the end of the second with
Falk's trip.
Yeah, the trip. Was that Falk? I thought it was
Falk's trip.
Falk. Okay, I thought it was Perron. But Falk's trip there.
It sounds like Mason's on a Falk's trip.
I'm on a Falking trip.
Well, hey guys, we're at about the 40-minute mark, so I know a couple of you want to talk about your shows, and I'm going to let you do that. I'm going to start with Mason because Mason, I can't wait to watch your show tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I can't. No way I'm making a video tonight. No fucking way I'm doing that.
Lance.
That would be that would be more of a dumpster fire than this game was. I'm going to try to get that out by noon tomorrow, but there's absolutely no guarantees. But I just barely hit 200 subscribers, so fucking hooray for me. This is a wonderful way to celebrate.
Yeah, hey, congratulations, man. Keep it going. Hey, Z, tell us about your show, man.
Sign back. Wait, can you see? My show is pain. That's my show. It's pain because every single time we get something going, I like to talk about losing sports franchises. I'm a I grew up in a bad sports environment. That's my entire show.
They're telling you to just do it, Mason. I'm waiting for Lance to come back because I know what Lance had something to talk about, and I really wanted him to be able to talk about that. So, Lance, come back, Lance, wherever you are. Keep an eye on my message to see if he sends me something. Maybe I'll send him another. I don't know what happened how I lost him there. Hopefully he comes back. So I did a interview yesterday with yesterday with two guys from Blues Warrior Hockey. This is he says his camera went out. Okay, so hopefully I don't know if he can come back or not. So I did an interview with two guys from St. Louis Blues Warrior Hockey. This is hockey for veterans that are disabled veterans like myself. They get to practice with the Blues. They get to play in different tournaments for other Warrior hockey. I'm going to release that video this week along with the companion article. I'm working with them. They're going to get a couple of guys to talk to me, and then we'll find the best time, and I'll do it out as a premiere. And I also know that Lance has an interview coming up. I'm not sure who with, but he's got his show coming out, and he also wanted to promote Mike Zook's shop. I'm not sure where it's at, so what I'll do is for the next game Monday, I'll try and get Lance back on so we can talk about that, or I'll try and get him on and talk about it on another time with him so I can get it on. But hey, guys, thanks for coming on. And you know what? I love this, and I appreciate. I know you guys are both busy, and But we're all sports fans, and we love just talking about our sports. And we've got some good, solid fans. We've had upwards of 25, 20 people watching us today. So this is what's all great and all fun, and I can't wait to the next time that we can do this. So this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying aloha. And I can't hit the right button. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying aloha. Mahalo. And I know to Mason right now, this sounds like punk rock. So everyone, this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. You got to know that I'm bleeding blue at you, and I can't wait to see you on the next BlueNote Fan Report. Aloha, my friends. Devil horns.
You almost did devil horns.
I love each and every one of you, man. I can't wait to see you again. Aloha. I can't find the right button.